Hey, it's your boy Crypto Expert back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about the 7 ways to get scammed in yield farming. So once you know these 7 ways that these scammers are using to get your crypto, you can easily avoid them. So there's really there's no way to avoid a scam if they are set out to scam. If the devs just put up a project to set out to scam people, I mean, there's really nothing you can do. If you're involved in that, it's just a matter of time. And I think with this yield farming craziness going on right now, you're bound to come along a scam in your time fairly soon. I think it's unavoidable, especially if you're right into it and you're in and out of a lot of these projects. So before we get into, don't forget to smash that like button because it really helps the channel, and this channel is growing pretty fast. I'm amazed by the responses and the comments. It's really positive and awesome to hear from you guys, so thank you very much. Also, don't forget to stick to the end, because the number 7 way of getting scammed from these yield farming protocols, I've never seen this. I've been in crypto since a long time. Anyway, I bought my first Bitcoin when it was like $400. I've never seen this scam happen until it happened today. So stick around to the end, because you're gonna find out and you're gonna be alarmed. It is very scary what I'm about to reveal to you. The first one is devs exploiting the code. And they do this because they know that there's newbies in this space that have no clue how smart contracts work. And if they can somehow game the code, game the system, and sometimes what they do is they mint unlimited tokens. Unless they have actual people looking at the code, or devs themselves auditing or self-auditing these smart contracts themselves, there's no way in hell that newbies are going to be able to know what the hell's going on. They are going to be clueless. And what these devs do is they mint unlimited tokens, which basically means they're printing money, and then they suck the liquidity out. So this devs exploit code. Only people that know about coding would know about this and expose these devs for the cheating bastards that they are. Number 2, unaudited smart contracts. And this is very dangerous because, again, the unaudited smart contracts can lead to whether the devs are minting unlimited tokens and just bleeding liquidity, or if it's actually a legit project and it's unaudited, there could be a hack, or something could happen. And this is what we saw with YAM in the beginning. I don't think it's ever recovered. I mean, there's YAM 2 out now, but when YAM first came out, they rushed into it. They didn't audit it, and they ran into major hiccups, and it killed the project. So for the actual project itself and for the investors, unaudited contracts is highly risky. Okay, so if you want to avoid it, just don't get into yield farming protocols that do not have audited contracts. Number 3, they could just take down the website. There's nothing you can do. Okay, if that's their narrative in the beginning, there's really nothing you can do. It's just doing your research prior to that and doing your due diligence, looking into the team, looking into the people partners, doing background checks on who these people are. Check out the code, the audited code. Most of these projects are anonymous anyway, but just try to find out who's behind these people. Try to get actual identities. Once their people's identities are revealed, if they scam or take down the website, usually you can track them down. You can hold them accountable. Number 4, code hacked externally. So this is from hackers outside, not connected to the actual project. External hackers What usually happens is they do a DOS attack, denial of service attack, and they basically attack the infrastructure of the website, the hosting, and if it's not on secure hosting that, like cloud hosting that can stop DOS attacks, and it's just on like infrastructure that is weak, attackers can actually attack, pull the files from the hosting company, and then just manipulate the code and manipulate the actual website itself, then change things on it to get sensitive information. Or even number 5, this one happens quite a lot. It's probably the most common one that scammers use, and they basically liquidity dump, or they drain the smart contract. Okay, so just imagine that the smart contract is just a piece of code that is sitting on the blockchain out on the web. Okay, it shouldn't be able to be altered if it is a proper audited contract. So the liquidity dump is basically they'll just either mint their own tokens, unlimited tokens, and then just once the liquidity comes in from people buying or providing liquidity, they have a way to then exchange their native tokens to, say, Ethereum or Tron and exit, because now there's pairings. The pairing and liquidity is provided by the investor, and the admins will use that liquidity to dump their tokens and exit for Ethereum or Tron. This happens all the time. So in effect, they don't really need the website to go down. It doesn't matter. I mean, the website has to stay up so then people can provide liquidity, and they can use the actual website itself to then dump. Number 6 is the Telegram FUD attack. This also happened today. This actually happened in a yield farming project I talked about yesterday, which was called Printer.finance. And what happened today is this liquidity was up to about 1.2 million, and then it dumped down to about 800. So about $300,000 to $400,000 was dropped within just a short amount of period of time. Like we're talking about maybe an hour. It's recovered a bit now, and the reason for that is there was about 3 individuals that attacked the Printer Telegram group. I think the admin was away, or I don't know. There was no one to control the messages that were being broadcasted in the Telegram group. And as you can see here, so what they were basically saying is they said that the devs were dumping their coins. And they were saying, see, devs are dumping, they're scammers, blah, blah, blah. And they're saying you need to get out because they're dumping their coins now and you're going to lose all your money. So the liquidity pool is going to be drained. I also watched this in real time. There was about 3 of them spreading all this FUD. Can you see all this? See all this nonsense that they're posting? So what they're doing is they're taking over the Telegram group. People are seeing this. They're getting very nervous. And then what they do is they believe them. They see the price going down, and then once the price goes down, one person, then the other one gets nervous. Oh my God, it's going to go down. Then they join in, and then they sell their tokens. It creates this avalanche. So what they're doing is they're creating all this FUD, and then once the price drops, they buy up all the tokens. So the reason why they're doing it is to force the price down so then they can buy it cheap. So this happened today, and about $300,000 to $400,000 worth of print was dumped. When the admins came back, they quickly realized what happened, and they stopped the Telegram people from writing in the Telegram, and that stopped it. Then they posted a message that said, we apologize for what happened. It was a clear attack from FUD trying to drive the price down, but it was too late. But the price of print has recovered somewhat. So it's back up to 2,100. It went down to about 1,100 from 3,000. So it dropped basically like 60% in about an hour from this FUD. That was really alarming how quickly they can manipulate these newbies and get them to sell. It happens so quick. And obviously the last one that I want to talk about is the one that I'm amazed it happened. But it did happen. So we have this group, our own little private group of crypto investors, and what happened was one of the guys in our group, he went on this website called Ruby Finance. Now it's not up at the moment. It's taken down because the admin scammed, and also the Telegram is down because he shut down the Telegram group. And what happened was, when one of the guys in our private group, when they went to withdraw their Ruby, somehow they had the developer had access to some sort of exploit in the smart contract, which allowed what they call a reversal. So when he realized, oh, this is going down, he withdrew his Pearl. And if we go and have a look at here, I'll obviously blur a lot of this information out. But as you can see here, his Pearl came out at 16, from as of right now making this video. It came out of Ruby Finance and it came into his wallet in 16 hours and 37 minutes. Then it went out a minute later, 16 hours and 36 minutes. And it was 3.18 Pearl. It was about a couple $1,000s worth. And what happened was he didn't understand how it went out because there was no way he made that transaction. Until he was talking to some people, and what happened was, so supposedly everyone who was able to get out of Ruby Finance before he exit scammed was able to unstake and return funds back to our Tron wallets. He has programmed the exit side of the smart contracts to reverse the transactions. So he's very, very clever, this scammer. He obviously knew how to code it and then to be able to reverse the transaction automatically. So the smart contract is what reversed the transaction. It didn't need approval from the user side. It just automatically withdrew it a minute later. And apparently about 100 people in the Ruby Finance Telegram group got scammed. This is before they shut it down. They were all talking and saying how much they lost. And they're all kind of concluded that there was a lot of them that the funds were missing. That's what actually happened. So this is I've never seen this before in all my crypto. But then again, this is side of smart contracts and coding that just the average newbie would not know about. This side of the coding. Only a developer would know about this. So to conclude, just be very careful on what's happening. If this can happen, there's no way to stop a developer from doing this if the contract is not audited. If it's audited, this exploit would have been exposed, and they would say, hey, this programmer can get access to the exit side of the smart contract, and instantly people wouldn't invest. But then again, scammers are not going to get audits, okay? It's only honest people get audits. It's like only honest people put locks on their doors, okay? If you enjoyed the video, let me know, is any of this happened to you? Have you been scammed out of anything? Did one of these happen to you when you were doing yield farming? Or if there's anything else that you has happened which I haven't mentioned, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.